Hi crafters, Amy here, and today I'm going to be doing some foiling with a Minc laminator. To start, I'm going to show you the 3 stencils that I'm using today. These are all from acolorfullifedesigns. I have the artistic bullseye, the dashing circles, and the boho floral. Now if you are interested in stencils, I definitely recommend this shop. There are hundreds, if not thousands, to choose from, and I do have a coupon code on the screen if you do shop. Be sure to use that at checkout and you'll save on your complete order. Today I'm going to be using Decofoil Transfergelblanco. Now this is different than the Duo Gel, which I will explain in a moment. But I'm just setting up on my Make Art station here. I have the bullseye stencil on some cardstock, and I'm going to be using these various tools to kind of put this transfer gel down onto the cardstock through the stencil. So I will link the products that I used in the video description box below, so expand and scroll down there for those details. But the difference here between this Blanco gel and the Duo gel is that the Blanco gel you need to you need to apply the foil with heat. Whereas with the Duo gel, you can use either heat or pressure. So since I just recently acquired a Minc, I know that I'm going to be using heat to apply the foil, so that's why I'm using the Blanco today. So I'm going to remove this stencil here as best as I can, and you'll see in a moment here, I reef my finger right through it. Yep, messed it up, just like that. I'm awesome, guys. Seriously, picture of grace. Insert sarcasm here. Anyway, so take your time, move slower than I am, and you'll probably have better luck. But anyway, I'm just kind of using this spackling wedge whatnot thingy to kind of apply this gel through, or transfer medium through the stencil onto the cardstock, and then I'm going to let it dry. Now the differences I've noticed between this and the Duo gel is the Duo gel starts off white, dries clear, and remains tacky, which is a bit of a problem for me because, like I said, picture of grace. I'm dropping stuff on it, ruining it. That was an unfortunate side effect. But if you're careful and let it dry and don't drop things on it, it'll be fine. But this Blanco gel starts off white, it dries off white, but it seems almost a little bit more firm, and it doesn't have the tackiness. So the Duo is tacky because that's what allows you to use the pressure, meaning you could run it through like your embossing machine or your die cut machine. Whereas this one, you need the actual heat through a laminator or through a Minc to apply it. Here I'm just showing you, I used a little piece of press and seal just to kind of help keep my Blanco paste from drying out. But you can see here, it's not sticky at all, whereas the Duo gel would be clear and very tacky. So I'm just going to take this foil here, this beautiful rose gold color, and apply it over. And I have a brush just to kind of brush away any little dust particles that might be on there. Now be sure if you're using this that you don't have any pixie spray on your stencils, because the pixie spray will basically attach the foil where you don't want it on your panel. So if you have used pixie spray on your stencil, then definitely try and get it off before you do this process. So I picked ones that I knew I hadn't used pixie spray on before loading it up in this little pocket that came with my Minc and then running it through. So I do have it on the setting number 3 because I'm using a decent sized cardstock. Here I'm just using a blue foil, and again I'm entirely covering the panel. You don't want to leave, whether it's toner ink that you're using or transfer gel, make sure it's completely covered by your foil before you put it in the pocket. Now here I'm using multiple colors. You can overlap them, it's fine. Just know whatever layer is actually touching on the bottom, that's what the line is that's going to show, if that makes sense. So you can see that pink is on top, so it's actually, the line is going to be the straight edge of that beige color. So I'm using 4 colors here on this one, and again just running it through the Minc. I have it on that same temperature for all of them, and then you do want to let these cool for a little bit. So I take them out of the pocket, set them aside, move on to the next, and then, you know, basically by the time I'm done running through the next one, the first one is cooled off. So once these are cooled off, I'm just going to kind of pull them all out and then slowly do the reveal. And here's the magic. So it did a really good job. You can see on that lower right, that's where I ran my finger through it. And I have, you know, some mistakes. Again, I'm a little bit impatient. Some of it I'm sure is me kind of squishing the medium underneath the stencil where I don't want it. But this Minc does a really good job. I do also have a less expensive Amazon laminator, which, you know, will absolutely do the same kind of job. I can tell that it's probably gonna do a much better job with the Minc just because it's going to be more even heat and more even pressure. But if you don't foil a lot, then, you know, a Minc might not be a good price point for you. So I got mine for a really good deal. That's why I opted for it. But you know, you do you. A regular laminator can absolutely do this as well. So you can see my mistakes on here as well. But I am planning on cutting these down into panels. But you can also hang on to this opposite remaining piece of foil and kind of attach that to a toner sheet as well and make another panel out of it. So hang on to those foil scraps that you have and create other panels with that. So this one is my favorite. It's so gorgeous. I love transitioning from one color to another, but I tried to cut the edges relatively straight, not too jagged, knowing that they would show as they transition from one color to the other. But isn't that gorgeous? So there's the panels here. I'm just going to use a stitched edge rectangle die to cut them down so they'll be a little bit smaller than, you know, A2 size card bases. These blue ones I did even smaller still, just to kind of, you know, work around some of the imperfections. But these circle ones turned out great, and they all have that nice finished edge, and I can apply them to a card with a sentiment, and the wow factor is that foil, right? I mean, it's just so pretty. So that's it. This is just a simple tutorial showing you how I foiled with my new Minc. This is the size comparison on an A2 size card base. You can see the blue one is a little bit smaller. But yeah, so I'm still getting the hang of foiling, but it's fun. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. And I'll check you next time. Have a good day. Bye.